Hello, and thanks for joining me today on this episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. My name is Julie, and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. I wanted to let you know that as I was getting ready to create today, I just had one of those days. I believe you've had one too. No matter what you try to create or put together, you either make a mistake or something doesn't work the way that you wanted it to. I kind of had a day like that today, but I think I've gotten it straightened out, and I hope that we can get through this simple project without any problems. I was in the mood for candy canes, and so not eating candy canes, but creating with candy canes. So I reached for some paper. This is in a set of 12 by 12 designer series paper called Sweetest Christmas. It is currently available in the July to December mini catalog, at least as far as supplies last. And also a stamp set from that same mini catalog, the Spruced Up stamp set. Now, I'm not using dies from this particular stamp set today, but I am using dies that are called tailor-made tags. So to get started on this, I used the largest of this. This is more of a square tag, and I call this one more of a round tag. So I'm using the largest and the next size down of the square tags. I went ahead and cut those out. I did this one in Balmy Blue, and I did the smaller one in white. Okay, so I went ahead and cut those out. And we're going to be actually creating a tag. We're going to do that first, that you could use alone as a tag. But then you're also going to see me incorporate it into our card. So you're kind of getting like a little twofer today. So I'm going to move a couple of these things out of the way while I begin my tag. So as I said, I have that blue, Balmy Blue tag, the largest one. And I'm going to take the snowflake image and my Balmy Blue ink. So I'm doing a tone-on-tone stamping here. The same color ink on the same color paper. So I want this to just be a random print all over my blue tag. I am stamping with a scratch paper underneath so that I can stamp off the edges, which makes it actually look more full and complete. Okay, that's great. This is going to be kind of a background to our tag, so we're going to leave it at that. All right, then I am going to take the white one, the white tag, and stamp a couple of candy canes. So I'll do one up and over there, and one over here. All right, and then back to that blue snowflake. I'm going to do 2 or 3 of those, depending on what it looks like it needs. So let's do the first one. I really like the blue, red, and white at Christmas time. I don't know if adding the blue in just feels wintry or if it's kind of pepperminty, but I think that this color blue works well with red and white for holidays or for winter. All right, so then I'm going to keep going with Balmy Blue ink, and I'm going to take the small little sparkle or snowflake stamp. This time I'm going to stamp off on my scratch paper and then onto my tag. So I get a lighter version of Balmy Blue with these little snowflakes. And I'm just filling in all over the white space with those. I think I need one more right in here. There we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is attach this tag to this one, kind of at a little angle like that. So I'll just grab some glue dots to do that. I'm going to use 2. So I'm going to just stick one on the back of this white tag and on the other corner. I'm going to line up the holes at the top of the tag but then just kind of twist it a little. Oh, it's already stuck. Wait, wait, wait. Okay, I'm gonna line up the holes and then just kind of twist it so they're rather lined up, but I want my tag askew, like so. And press my glue dots in there. Then I have some twine. I didn't know I put it away. Let me see if I can reach for it. All right, hold on because the camera's gonna move for a second because I need to move my camera stand. Hold on. And we're back. That, of course, see what I said about my stamping mojo is off. The one drawer I needed to get in is right where my camera stand is standing. All right, so I'm going to use about 12 inches of twine. Now, this one is actually sweet sorbet, but it's close enough. We don't have any red and white twine at this time, but you can see that the color is close enough. So I'm using the sweet sorbet twine. That twine comes in our in colors currently. All right, so I've just doubled it up. I'm going to take the open ends and put them through the top hole in the tag like so. Then I'm going to begin to tie like so, and then I'm going to leave it for a second. Now I'm going to take this end and just make a knot. This part is not really necessary, but I like how it looks. So I'm going to make a knot in the end. Almost got it. There we go. And I am going to pull that knot out here towards the end. I don't want it down here. I want it out like that. And let's do the same thing to this side. Okay, so we're going to pull that through. Again, that part isn't essential to the design of this, but I just like the little knots in the ends. Okay, and then I'm going to clip that loop out of there. Actually, I'll just snip and clean this one up a little bit. I think I've got some adhesive on my paper snips. They're kind of sticking. All right, so there we have a really cute tag. Now, if you wanted to use this as a tag, you've got these pieces that you could tie onto your package or loop it around the rest of the ribbon on your package. And in that same stamp set, spruced up, there is the to from stamp. So certainly if you wanted to use this as a tag and have it say to from, I would just flip this over. I'd go tone on tone and do my to from right there on the back. All right, can you see that? All right, but the way that I'm gonna incorporate this into the card, we're never gonna see that. So I just wanted to show you. This is part A, just a very cute little candy cane tag to attach to a gift. Now let's step it up and turn it into our easy card. So I've got some layers. I have a piece of Balmy Blue cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and folded. I don't think my crease is very good yet. I'm gonna use my bone folder. All right, then I have a layer of real red cardstock. This measures 5 1/4 inches by 4. Just gonna do some basic layering. So I'm gonna add this to the front of my card, make sure I have it so it's going to open correctly. I want the front, not the back. And on a day like today, that would have been something that would have happened. So I'm trying to take extra care. Okay, now I have my piece of designer series paper that we mentioned in the beginning. And this piece measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So each little layer got slightly smaller as we went, okay? All right, and I've got that lined up. The candy canes go every which way, so you don't have to worry about a directional pattern. Okay, then I'm going to bring in our little tag. This is just going to become the focal point right on top. And so a little bit of adhesive on this to hold it down. And then in this instance, because we're not tying these onto a package, if you feel like they're too long, I could go either way on this one, but I'm just going to show you what I would do. If you end up with strings that are too long once you've got it on your card, then you can trim them. I would leave them long, even longer than this, if you're going to use the tag to tie onto a package. But if you're adding the tag to the front of your card and you think it's too long, then you can just come in and trim. At that point, we don't need those knots. Okay? All right, now I have a scrap of white cardstock, literally a scrap from something else. I think it's going to be big enough. I need a panel for the inside as well. So I'm going to grab that. This piece of white cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay, back to our scrap. This little stamp says, whatever brings you happiness, and then the rest of that phrase is, may it be yours this, I can't read upside down, this holiday season. So we're going to use both parts of that saying. All right, on my little scrap, let's hope that this fits. I'm going to switch to black ink. I feel like there's so much going on here with the busyness of the candy canes and the red, white, and blue, red, white, and blue, that I think the words are going to stand out better in black. I think they would just get lost if I did them in the real red or the balmy blue. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up again, and I'm going to take a practice stamp. Remember, it's not been my day today. Okay. All right, I think we're going with it. Okay, at this point, I'm trying to fit it on this tiny little scrap. That felt really low. I may have to stamp it again. Nope, we're going with it. Okay. Here, I'm going to take my paper snips, and you can see I've got an edge there. I'm going to come in a little bit closer, trim that out, and then at the same angle on this end, it's nice and close to the bottom and straight, so I'm going to leave that one alone, but I am going to trim as straight as I can right across the top. All right, so here's our tiny little flag that we created. This is going to go right here, just tucked in. I'm going to use 2 small mini Stampin' Dimensionals. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to tuck this right there. Okay, we need our inside so that this won't leave us hanging. So I've got that inside panel, the rest of the phrase. So we'll get that in place. I think the appropriate place for the words on the inside of a card are centered and slightly higher. I don't know why. I think centered would be totally acceptable too, but I usually kind of do it right about in that area. All right, then this is kind of white, plain, and boring. So let's bring our outsides to the inside with a snowflake at the top. and a candy cane at the bottom. Okay, we're just going to put our inside panel on the inside of the card. And we have successfully done our simple card of the day with this lovely blue snowflake and red candy cane theme. There you have it. What do you think? Oh my goodness, it definitely needs rhinestones. Let's not stop. Okay, let's grab, often when I use the rhinestones, I use the small ones, but I think that this is big and bold enough to let us use some of these large ones. So I'm going to use a large one first, right down here by the words, try to bring a little attention to that. And then I think I'll use a medium one over here in the blue. Oh, and then watch what we're going to do on this one. We'll take the smallest one because I wanted to go up in this area. Let's put it right there in the center of the snowflake and draw some attention to it. Now it's finished. Oh, I'm so glad we didn't stop too soon. There we have it. There's our little candy cane card of the day. Thank you so much for watching. I do invite you to like this video as well as subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll always get notified when I put something new here on my channel. I'll put lots of great information down below in the description where it says show more. Sometimes those words change, so I want to make sure you can click on that and it will open up the box and you'll find all kinds of helpful information and links as well. Thanks for watching. Happy stamping.